Okay, so we are welcome to this will be the lesson 3 for web design for beginners. So this is the lesson 3 for web design for beginners. In the lesson 1 and 2, we have talked about starting a website using a notepad, and then we also talked about moving to Visual Studio Code. Moving to Visual Studio Code. So we are going to be using Visual Studio Code. If you are still using Notepad, no problem. It's still the same thing. Everything you do on Notepad will still work. So you don't have any issues if you don't have Visual Studio Code. You can still do everything in Notepad. But we are going to move straight to Visual Studio Code, and we will continue our training for today using Visual Studio Code. So yesterday, we were talking about all these things we have done, using the doc type, using the HTML tag, and then the head tag, the title, the body. We talk about the H1 tag up to H6. Then we talk about the self-closing tag. If you see that this image tag does not have a second tag like this one. It does not have a second tag like this one. It does not need it. It's a self-closing tag. So that is why it is like that. So we have the image tag. We want to add some things to that image tag. If you look at what we have designed in that image tag, you will discover that we have opened an image. We have opened an image, and that image is 4.png. That is the name of that image. And then when we open the 4.png file, we're able to see that the image was displayed in our web.html, index.html, and you open it in your browser, you will see that you can see the image that is showing under. I'm going to go to the file now. I'm going to go to that web browser, and then you can see the image. So you can see the image at the bottom here. That is that 4.png that we put into the file. If you look at the source, we call this the source code. That is this one. This one is the source code. And then that other one is the preview on the browser. So that image that you are seeing is this 4.png. So also, if, for example, you have an image on the internet, you can add the image from the internet. I want to add an image for a cat, but the image is on the internet. I don't want to use this 4.png, or I can still use the 4.png and add another image. So you type your image tag, img. Where is the source? The source is not on my computer. That 4.png is on my computer. But this one is on the internet, and I want to display it. For example, I copied an image, maybe from Google, and then I want to display it in my website. And I have the link to that image. Then I can put it in this source. So let me paste the link. This is the link to that image on the internet. This is the link to that image on the internet. And then it's from freecodecamp.org. It's from freecodecamp.org. So Then I can now say in my alternate attribute, I can now say this is a cat image, and then I close my image. I close my image tag like that, and then I save. You can save with Control S, or you use your file and then you click on save to save your file. So if we go back to the web page that we are using and you refresh, when you refresh, it's going to load the cart. This is the cart that we just added the link. This cart is not on my computer. It is from the link that I pasted on that image tag. So you can display images that are on the internet, or you can also display an image that is on your local computer. If you remember, when we wanted to display the image on the local computer, I didn't add anything like HTTPS, / whatever. I didn't add anything like that. I just looked for the file and I put the file name straight like that. If, for example, we want to get another image from probably my own website, I want to get another image from that website. So I will copy the image link and then I go to this place. I want to replace it with the link from my own website. And then I have replaced it. I save. When I save, I go to my browser. I go to my browser so that I can view the adjustment that I just did. I can view the adjustment that I just did. Just hold on. Okay. So when I go to that adjustment I just did, when I refresh, it's going to fetch that image from my website. That is what it's trying to fetch now. It has fetched it. And this is the image that I just displayed from my own website. So that is how you can use an image in your web design. Then I want to talk about something. There's something we call attributes. These attributes, you have used it already, but I just want to explain. Look at this ALT. This ALT, it is called an attribute. ALT, it is called an attribute. Now, you can notice that what we use is the IMG tag. We use the IMG tag. And then in that IMG tag, we now use SRC. SRC is source. Where is the image coming from? That is source. That SRC that is belonging to that IMG is what we call an attribute. There are so many tags that have attributes like that. Another attribute that the image tag has is the alt attribute. What is the alt attribute? The alt attribute is called alternative text. Alternative text. In the sense that if, for example, my internet is not working fine, and I want to use an image from a particular site, and my internet is not working fine, I can put an alternate text there, cat image. Instead of my picture showing, it is cat image that we show. Let me show you an example. If, for example, I remove one, it is product one, I remove one from that image. And then you know that product does not exist in my website. So I remove one from that image. And then I want to display the image. Because I typed the product wrongly, there's supposed to be one there. Because I type it wrongly, it's not going to bring the right image for me. Instead of bringing the right image, it will now bring a wrong image, or it will not bring anything. But it will now put that alternate text. You can see it. Alternate text is cat image. That is what it will bring because I am putting the wrong address for that image. So when I restore the right address, for the image, I put one back and then I save. I can go back to my web browser and then it will show me the right image. Once you refresh, then it will show you the right image. So those things that are bringing things for that image tag or telling you what is doing, they are called attributes. We are still going to see a lot of them as we move forward. All right. So another thing we want to look at is something we call an anchor element. Anchor element, or you can call it an hyperlink tag. An anchor element or an hyperlink tag. How do we use an hyperlink? For example, let's come up here. Let's come up here. And I say, I want to put an hyperlink or an anchor tag. An anchor tag is starting with A. That is the anchor tag. When you close your A, that is an anchor tag. It will not work like this. You check your browser and you save it and check your browser, nothing will happen because you have not put anything in the anchor tag. We need to give it some attributes. That's why I explained attributes when we were using the image control. So you need to give it some attributes. So in this anchor tag, we use the anchor tag or the hyperlink. We use it to link to something. For example, if I have another page, maybe index 2, I want to link from the main index, that is index, to another page, which is index 2. You can use an anchor tag to link to that new index. Or for example, I have an image. When people click on that image, I want it to open in a new window. Then you can use an anchor tag or hyperlink. So let's see how it works. So I have created my anchor tag. Then I need to create an attribute for it. The attribute I will create for it is called href. href. So you type it href, and then you put equals to. So that is the hyperlink reference. Where is it going to go to? That is the purpose of the href. Where do you want me to link to? That is the purpose of the href. So when we do that, I want it, whenever I click on that link, I want it to go to my website. I want it to redirect the users to my website. So I will put https www.timotech.com.ng. So when I do that, it is going to go to this website. When I click on that link, it will take me to this website that I've just typed. So let us put a description for our anchor tag. We say home. That is a description for it. When you save and then you go to your browser and check on top, you will see that there is a check on top. Let's refresh. you will see that there is a anchor tag for home here. Look at it. Hope you can see it. You can see that it's showing like a hand. It's showing like a hand, such that when you click on it, it will take you to that link that we type. That's what we call it, hyperlink. It takes you to a link that you have set up. So when you click on this home, for example, you will see that it will take you to the website that we said it should take you to. See that it takes us to timotech.com.ng. You can click on your back arrow to go back to where we are coming from. So that is an anchor tag. Yes. Okay, I will answer your question. For those who don't have Visual Studio Code, let me put you through it since the question is coming up. Those who don't have Visual Studio Code, let me put you through it. If you are with me, I want you to go to Google. Just open a new tab on your browser, and you will type www.google.com, www.google.com. Then you press enter. It's going to open Google for you. And then when it opens Google for you, in this box that you have, I want you to type Visual Studio Code download. I want you to type that, Visual Studio Code download. When you have typed that, you press enter. When you press enter, it's going to show you the list of where you can download it from. Just click on the first one. Click on the first one. When you click on the first one, it will take you to where you can download the Visual Studio Code. I don't know the kind of computer you are using. Is your computer using Windows, or is it a Mac computer, or is it an Ubuntu computer, a Linux computer? Whichever one that your computer is using, you will click on it. My own computer is using Windows 10. So I will click on Windows 10. So when I click on it, it will take me to where the download will start. And then it tells me, thanks for downloading Visual VS Code for Windows. So it says that if your download is not starting, click on this directly. So my download is starting, and this is it. It's telling me to save. It's telling me to save my video. So you can click on the video. You can to save the setup. You can click on the save as, go to your downloads folder. You can go to your downloads folder and download it there. When you go to your downloads folder, click on save, then you can save it into your downloads folder. When you finish saving it into your downloads folder, then you will double click on it. So let's just wait for it for a few seconds for it to download. When it finishes downloading, I will still take you through how you can install it. So let's just quickly address that, since the question is coming up all the time. So let's wait for the download to finish. Once the download finishes, then we can quickly go to the download folder, and if you are using Lenovo, your Lenovo. All right. Okay. So as I was saying, we are downloading the Visual Studio Code. We are downloading the Visual Studio Code, and then when it's through, we'll be able to install it. We'll be able to install it, and then you'll be able to use Visual Studio Code. All right. So I hope you do that. You can do that on your own. You can download the Visual Studio Code. When your download is completed, then just double click on it. When you double click on it, just follow the instructions. The instructions are not hard. You click on next, click on another next, accept the license. If you don't accept the license, the installation will not work. So just accept the license, then click on install. We install it on your system, and then you will see the Visual Studio Code. You will see something like this, something like an X on your desktop, something that looks like an X like this on your desktop. Then you can use the Visual Studio Code. So don't worry, you can watch the playback on the YouTube. Don't worry if you have other questions or anything that is maybe you don't really understand. You can post it on the comment section, and then I will quickly address it. And then if you missed something, maybe you didn't get something I said, just go back to the recording and watch it all over again. You will understand it. So because of time, there's no time, and we need to move forward. All right, so let's go back to what we were talking about. We're talking about the anchor tag. We're talking about the anchor tag. And we said that with the anchor tag or anchor element, you can link to another page, maybe on your system or on the internet. Let's go back to our Visual Studio Code, where we will see our code to link to other pages. So if you look at this, we use this ahref https /www.timotech.com.ng, and then when we did that, we were able to link to the home page of timotech.com.ng. And if you check our website, the one that we are using to download the Visual Studio Code, if you check the one that we are displaying, you can see home here. And then when we clicked on home, it took us to the website. I can still click on it. It took us to the website, and then it brought us back. I clicked on back to go back to what we were developing. So let me go back to what we were talking about, and then we can continue. So apart from that, apart from this href attribute, you can also use another attribute. The attribute is called target. Target means, do I want to open a new browser, a new blank page? So whenever I click on that hyperlink or that anchor, it will open a different window for me. That is what the target does. So you can just write target here, and then